Hello, I'm Jody Wolf. You're watching Expoz on December 22, 2015, 1:31 a.m. Birmingham. Topic. I was talking a moment ago about Jesus and his disciples having just a little hillside chat. He always gave them words of wisdom. He didn't have many idle words. Of course, he was like any normal person. He was a kidder and a cut up sometime. I mean, people laugh. But some of the things that he said, people are using those verses to try to change it. Like I said a moment ago, this is in John chapter 10, verse 16, Jesus said that I want you to know I have other flock that are not of this fold, and I must bring all my sheep together and have my sheep and one shepherd. Well, there are people like the Vatican and others trying to use that verse. Well, see, that's proof. There's right there. That's proof that there are others. Well, there are others. There's us. And I'm gonna make a point. This one you're gonna like, and it's as real as it gets. There was a story way back in the days that Columbus came and discovered that this country was already full of Native Americans, and he met first, I believe it was, some of the Native American Cherokee Indians. He noticed that they wore wooden crosses. This is in his notes, and he didn't teach them that. They already knew that. Also, their land mass was 144,000 square miles. Well, nobody told them how big that would be, but in conjunction with how many Jews would be witnessing throughout the world in the final 7 years of time. Also, picture this. If you can't, I know you can't. Picture this. Picture Christ dying on the cross. You're looking, just say you're standing in front of him about 20 or 30 feet down the hill, and you're looking up at him. You see the cross, and you see Christ on the cross. Picture seeing that cross from a side angle. It doesn't look quite as square and perfect as looking at it straight on. Now, look at that cross from the same angle, but above. The shape, once again, of the cross changes. I'm going somewhere with this. So picture those things. Now, the story was that in this country, in the mountains, and specifically the Appalachian Mountains, in not only this country, but other countries, even Russia, but the entire Appalachian Mountain chain were full of not only Native American Cherokee Indians and other Indians, but also they called the little people. Some people called them fairies. Anyway, I'm going to make a point. You can go to North Georgia, parts of North Alabama, Eastern Tennessee, Kentucky, Virginia, West Virginia, and track on down through Pennsylvania and keep going, follow that chain. You're going to find, laying on the ground at times, crosses. You'll find them in three different shapes, and if you study them, you'll see that the three different shapes looks as though you're looking up at them, or a side angle, or above. And I have proof of that. If you go and you type in fairy crosses, because the story goes that when Christ died on the cross, the little people cried, and they cried, and they cried. And as the tiers hit the ground, each tier became a cross. Now, why is it today that millions of these little crosses are being found? And most are a ½ inch in size. Some a tiny bit smaller, but some can get as big as 3/4 of an inch. I don't know of many over that. And they're shaped like that. Well, I was so interested in this story a few years ago. I went, because I'm not far from there, I went up and spent 4 hours and came back and did it all in daylight. Let me show you something here. Can you see inside of this little stone right here? Can you see inside there? All right. I'm going to pick up another one. Little more difficult, but try to pick up the shape of this thing. You know, try to see the shape of it. You see the cross, looks like almost like an X there. Here we go, one more time. Look at this. It looks like almost a perfect square there. But clearly the crosses, if you were to clean the debris out between the crosses, I'm going to show you what you'll get. This is one of those crosses right here that I just showed you. That is one of those that I showed you. And you know what? These are laying on the ground throughout that mountain chain by the millions. How else can you explain that? These I picked up. This one I ordered. And only after I ordered it and got it, I said, wow, I'm fascinated with that. I'm going to go see. I go. These came from right off the Ocoee River. It's a major rafting area for people in North Georgia and Eastern Tennessee and part of the North Carolina. Also the home of some of these famous ferry crosses. A lot of people call them other things. I call them ferry cross. But the story is almost hard to believe that when people tell you these little people cried and their tears hit the ground and turned into crosses. But how do you explain these? People has tried to explain them. There's no way. I can take this one and take a little Dremel and clear out the debris, and I've got a perfect cross. And they come again, when you look at them, look like head on, you're at a side angle, you know, it doesn't look like the crossbar is quite as big, or you're looking at it from above, and this is what you see, this kind of a crooked one, almost X-shaped. I don't know if you can tell there, but almost like an X-shaped cross. You know what I'm talking about? See there? This way and straight up and down. Anyway, I thought I would throw that in. I find it exciting, personally, in the fact that I live such a close drive. You can go up there, and the time to look for them is get on these trails after a good rain, and when it's washed some fresh dirt away, you just start picking them up. I mean, really, there are that many. I mean, you don't not like walking on gravel and nothing but crosses, but you can find them just laying in the open, and that's why there's so many of them there, because they're laying, rain washes dirt away from them and exposes them. People picks them up. They sell them, but I don't sell them. But I certainly got these, and then I ordered some and got them, and I gave them away to friends. Interesting story. How do you explain it? And to me, I think the tale is very believable. Jody Wolf Expoz.